We've all been there. You spend an hour making a gorgeous mixed media background, and then you're terrified to put a photo on it because you don't even want to hide that hard work that you just did. Well, today I'm showing you the logic of layering. Using a sketch from our National Scrapbooking Day Crop Challenge, I'll show you exactly how to build layers that will let your mixed media peek out instead of disappearing. Well, let's get scrapping. So today I am using the sketch that you just seen from the National Scrapbooking Day Challenge in our Facebook group. So definitely check the link below because you can find out how to join our group and join in all of the fun activities that we have. We had a whole bunch of challenges for National Scrapbooking Day. We do a ton of challenges in our group. But anyway, let's talk about this layering. So I measured out some of those pieces, and I am being very fully aware of how much space I am allowing in between the layers, right? So they're staggered, and you can see the pages, but you can also see stuff behind it. Now, if you are super worried that you won't be able to see your mixed media, you can, one, make your layers or your strips a little bit thinner. That will definitely help. Also, another thing that I am doing is I am putting this paper on foam adhesive. This is going to bulk it up a little bit. So it's not going to be a flat layout, but you will be able to see a little bit more underneath. And this is one of the tips and tricks that I use on my layouts so that you can really see the media. So this piece right here, this is like super fun, right? It is really thin, and you will be able to see a lot underneath this, right? It's because it's clear or see-through. And this is the perfect layer. This is in the March kit. So a lot of these pieces that you see off to the side are from the mixed media kit that the Crafty Maven Getaway makes. And we make a kit each month, and it's based off of a inspiration piece that I create. And so all of the products that are in this kit all work together so that you can make cohesive projects. So that's why I'm using this photo. These photos have purples in them, and this is going to be perfect. It's the rosemary plan outside of my house. I have a big bush of rosemary, and it's gorgeous when it blooms, and I knew that this would be perfect for that background, right? So now I'm building more layers. I added that frame, and that frame is like an old frame. I think it's from Maggie Holmes, and it's thicker wood, and so this is also going to create lift on the layout, which is going to give some more space so that you can see in between some of these layers. Once again, if you are someone who doesn't like a lot of layers, all you need to do is just pick something a little bit less bulky, and you can still get similar results. You can find really thin frames, like I have frames over on the side of my mat, and you could even use something like that. Just have it stick out just a little bit more so you see in between. Because I know not everybody likes the chunky layers, but I absolutely love this. I really think it helps with being able to see what's underneath. Now, I am using lots of foam and liquid adhesive. I love the Eileen's. I use it like all the time, and it really helps everything stick, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to add the foam in so that some of it goes in where the frame is. So this also helps just kind of tuck it in a little bit so it's not going anywhere, because you don't want this to go anywhere, right? You spent all this time creating all these beautiful elements and you want it to stick on. Nothing is worse than pulling layouts out of an album or opening up an album and finding pieces at the bottom. It's just heartbreaking, right? So on the sketch, there is tags, and I knew I wanted to use that concept, but maybe not have so many tags. So I'm going to use frames again, and this way you will still be able to see some of the mixed media elements that are peeking out from underneath. These are little teeny tiny tips and things that you can do that really help so that you can see through some of this. Now here I have a whole bunch of die cuts and tags and stuff, and these are a mix of the stuff from the kit, stuff from Maggie Holmes, like some old stuff. I have some stuff from, I think that's from Textures. That's their Blackberry and Brumbles or something like that. So, and I love those little pieces. There also is some stuff from some other stuff too. I'll make sure I have some of the lists of what I use so that you can find it. But I'm going to layer these little tags and these, I had like those postage tags that were in one of the collections that I had. And those are perfect for adding like little teeny tiny bits of texture, and because you can kind of curl them a little bit and manipulate them. And they don't take up that much space, so that when you're layering, you can put them really close together and have like the texture there, but then it's still, your mixed media still shines through. So that is something I am keeping in mind, but I also know that I'm going to cover some of this up. And I knew that when I built this. If you watched the first video, and if you haven't, make sure you look at the link below, and at the end of the video, I'll have a link for it too. And you can watch how I created it so that you can create a really cool mixed media background as well. And so now I'm really just adding like a lot of these finishing touches. And I like to add a lot of layers and add things that create like visual interest. And I am using the sketch. I'm not going to put, there's a tag cluster down at the bottom, and I'm not going to do that. And I played around with those Vicky Boutons. Those are from the Vicky Bouton Flower Emporium mixed media journal, or like a binder album that 49 Market did. And there's these laser cut pieces, and these are gorgeous, and this is the perfect place for that. That also, once again, is because it's laser cut, they're really thin, and you can peek through and see the different pieces. And then I'm just going to add a couple of those die cuts from, I think those are Textures as well, from the Brumbles collection. And I'm just going to find some areas where I can tuck stuff in. And it just creates such a really fun visual interest. And as you can notice, I have that bigger piece of mixed media still sticking out on the top and the bottom on the opposite sides of where I have my clusters. And that's on purpose. That way that I still have tons of mixed media that is showing and out so that you can see it. Now I am going to put my title right over where I just have it. And I use a little bit of ATG. I find that works really well for things like acetate. I don't care that I can see a little bit of tape through it. If you do care, use a liquid adhesive that you know is going to dry clear. And then I'm going to put this one on pop dots, and that is going to be where my title is. I'm not even going to worry about making a really fancy title. Like when you have a pre-done word, use it to your advantage. And I love how it's just sitting nestled underneath some of the media. And then I'm just going to draw a little outline on to keep everything contained, so your eye goes back into where all that media that we created is, and it's nice and simple. And towards the end, I don't think I showed this, I do use some sequins that are from the store. And once again, make sure that you check out the shop, and you can see all the mixed media kits that we have. We still have ones from past months, and you can create something really simple. And then I'm going to finish off with just a little bit of extra mixed media to add a few little splatters. And this is the distress stain that I already had on the back or the bottom, but it's just concentrated because I didn't add water. So thank you guys for watching today, and I hope you have a great scrappy week.